Two Utah universities are proposing new bachelor degree programs to help students get their degrees more quickly so that they can move on with their careers. Weber State is one of those, and President Brad Mortensen tells me that they are designed to increase flexibility and affordability for students while maintaining rigorous academic standards. Let's begin and talk about what you are proposing. Tell us some specifics about this 3-year bachelor degree or degrees at Weber State.
Yes. So Weber State's proposing to start 2 new 90-credit accelerated bachelor degree programs. A typical bachelor degree is for 120 credit hours, and so these would be able to be done in 3 years of full-time study instead of 4. One is in applied politics, philosophy, and economics, which is really geared towards helping students prepare for fields in state and local government, with a broad background in policy and government workings and how to understand the economic implications there. The other one is more of a technical degree. It's would be in sound production and recording, and so that would prepare students in fields where there's increasing demands for being able to put out content and media and even entertainment using the state-of-the-art tools, both in terms of recording equipment and digital tools that are available.
Describe why you have selected these 2 areas for this accelerated degree.
These are both areas where we know there's demand in the workforce for folks to be employed and have good paying jobs in these areas, and that students have shown an interest in. There are also ones where our faculty have stepped up and said, okay, let's start to dip our toe in the water with these accelerated bachelor's degrees. And really what an accelerated bachelor's degree does is it streamlines some of the elective credits. You still have all of the core general education and subject matter in the discipline, but it streamlines out the electives. That sometimes in some fields, students question why they need to take those extra classes just in order to get their degree. So the faculty have been willing to step forward and try this. We hope to, once we get these 2 going, to start in other fields as well. It certainly won't work for all of the degrees at Weber State. But there are some other areas where we want to push this forward also.
Describe the challenges that have faced students in getting a 4-year degree and what you see as the benefits of these programs.
Yeah, we have about 3,500 students who just in the last few years have stopped out of completing their bachelor's degree at Weber State once they've already gotten 90 credit hours. And we know that oftentimes the leading cause for that is, something happens in life or just financially they're no longer able to afford to complete their education. So we want to remove that barrier and both of cost and also of time in helping students to be able to get a bachelor's degree that will help them level up in the workforce and also get opportunities to go on to graduate school. We understand that there are a number of graduate programs across the country who've said that they'll be willing to accept students with bachelor's degrees regardless if they're 120 or 90 credit hours. And so we don't really see this being a limiting factor for folks who may want to go on for additional education. But we also have built in pathways so that students can also in those fields get a 120 credit hour bachelor's degree if that's going to be of benefit to them.
Right. This is something new. I mean, we are one of the few states that have started doing these accelerated degrees. Isn't that true?
Yes. We need to here locally give credit to Ensign College in BYU, Idaho. They actually launched this. They received a pilot from our institutional accreditor. We're all accredited by the Northwest Commission of Colleges and Universities. And so Ensign and BYU-I have been doing a pilot for almost 2 years now, and they kind of paved the way for us. But the Utah Board of Higher Education adapted their policies over a year ago for our other Utah system of higher ed schools to be able to do this once the pilot was successful, and Northwest Commission said in their meetings just earlier this month that they're willing to open this up to other schools. And so our two programs are pending final approval from the Northwest Commission before we'll be able to offer them. But we're hoping to be able to open up those pathways as soon as this fall.
Any final thoughts for us?
This is just one more indication, I think, that schools in Utah, Weber State included, are trying to do things to make sure that there aren't any barriers for folks to pursue a higher education, to pursue a bachelor's degree, that we're trying to be cost conscious as well as knowing that time is a barrier, and we want to be innovative and on the leading edge for folks to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that come when you have an education.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Yes, thanks, Maria. It's great to visit.
And that is Weber State President Brad Mortensen. Utah lawmakers and higher education leaders have championed these speedier and less expensive paths to bachelor degrees.